Vanessa?
Don't say anything. I have permission to be here.
I wasn't going to ask you to leave, Vanessa. Since you're obviously not here to find out how I'm feeling, what is it you want?
I want to know how Nola found out that you're really Sean Ryan.
What on earth gave you the idea that Nola would know anything about that?
Why else would Nola insist to Dr. Marr that my father see you after you regained consciousness before anybody else?
You know, I don't suppose it would occur to you that Nola was maybe being nice to your father because of his relationship with the Reardon family. I know that's something that you're not too fond of.
Don't try and taunt me, little brother. My father's passing infatuation with Bea Reardon and her 7th Street urchins does not explain this. Now, Nola insisted that Daddy see you before even Mrs. Renfield.
Miss Chamberlain, if you can't accept the fact that Nola was just trying to be nice to your father...
No, I cannot accept that. Now, you're going to have to do better than that. I went to see Mrs. Renfield.
When?
When I couldn't get in to see you.
And what did Mrs. Renfield tell you?
Nothing. Nothing at all. She said that whatever goes on in your house is your business.
Then why don't you accept my word that Nola knows nothing about it?
Because people on death's doors have this funny habit of needing to bare their souls and tell the people they think they love everything.
I do love Nola, which is all the more reason why I don't want her to find out about anything.
Fine. But what about Mrs. Renfield?
Mrs. Renfield hasn't said a word about my parentage to anyone since she found out, and she never will.
All right. But I had to make sure because this is very, very important to me.
I assure you, Miss Chamberlain, it's even more important to me. Good evening. Tell those people at the embassy that we'll need transportation for you, me, and all the equipment, right? No, and we won't need a
What in the world is going on in here?
Gunther, I'll have to get back to you. Right. Goodbye. Dr. Marler, I can explain all this.
I can't wait to hear it. How'd you get all this stuff in here?
Gunther brought it in to me.
Well, how do you ever sneak it past the nurses?
He can be a very resourceful man at times. Now, look, he didn't mean any harm, but I wanted to work on the preparation for my dig while I'm wasting my time here in the
Dig? Wait a minute. What dig?
Oh, you haven't heard? I've just received permission to go into Tanquir.
When?
Whenever I'm ready. You know, they haven't allowed archaeologists in there for over 10 years. You can imagine how excited I am about this.
In your condition?
Yes. Well, this is a very important dig to me for many reasons.
Mr. McCord, I mean, don't you feel the same way about your health? That should be pretty important to you, too. I mean, and after all the trouble we went through to keep you alive.
Yes. I know. We'll discuss all this tomorrow.
That's a very good idea. Then you won't mind if we sort of collect some of this stuff and let you get some rest.
Dr. Marler, what are you doing?
Please, Mr. McCord, all due respect. Doctor's orders. You need your rest. You've been through quite an ordeal. And Tanquir can wait until the morning. Good night, Quint.
Good night, Dr. Marler.
I suppose he'll never notice the sofa, but I just think it's beautiful.
Thank you, Nola. I was hoping you'd like it.
Well, I do. You know, it's really going to be nice to have him back again.
Yes. He hates hospitals, and you know his aversion to doctors.
Oh, do I ever?
Nola, I'm sure I don't have to caution you again, but you will be careful not to give Mr. McCord even the slightest hint of what I told you.
Oh, of course not. You don't have to worry. I'd never say anything.
Why, I know you wouldn't do it intentionally. I just want you to be... I want you to be on your guard. You see, now that he's well again, he must never know that I told you that he's Henry Chamberlain's son. You would never forgive either of us.
No,
not that I know anything about archaeology. I mean, as far as I know, it all begins and ends in Egypt in King Tut's tomb. But I can just imagine how exciting it must be, you know, finding all those past civilizations and lost lives. Oh, I heard that you've been allowed to go to that country that you've always wanted to visit and excavate, or whatever it's called. You must be really happy about that.
Yes, I am. Tanquir, isn't it?
Well, I'll be right back. I gotta go get the wheelchair so I can bring you down to the lobby.
Wheelchair? Whatever for?
Hospital rules.
Oh.
Also, you can't forget to take your medication. I put your pills in the suitcase there, so don't forget.
I won't forget.
Mr. McCord, is something wrong? I just thought you'd be really excited about going home today. You seem a little depressed. Is there anything the matter?
No, nothing physical. Just something on my mind, that's all.
I'm sorry.
Something just isn't right. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something.
Left to pick up Mr. McCord. He'll be home soon.
I can hardly wait. You know, Mrs. Renfield, I just want to say one thing, is that I'm not going to let anything slip. You know, I'm really good at keeping secrets, especially when they're this important.
Oh, I'm sure you are, Nola. But, well, I haven't had a chance to tell you this. Vanessa Chamberlain came by yesterday, and she asked me if you knew that Mr. McCord was Henry Chamberlain's son.
Oh, my goodness, what'd you tell her?
I told her absolutely not, and I asked her to leave. She's such a treacherous woman. There's no telling what she may say, whether she knows the facts or not.
Well, you know, Mrs. Renfield, I kept her from seeing Quinton yesterday. Maybe she went back in. I mean, maybe she did go in and see him, and if she hinted that I might know.
Oh, I pray that didn't happen.
Oh, so do I. I know how he feels about this secret.
Indeed.
I just don't understand why he's kept the secret so long, but whatever it is, I think it's really wonderful that he wants to clear up his past so he can tell Henry Chamberlain the truth. But he has to do it by himself, and whenever he's ready, he'll do it. That's his decision to make.
Nola, I blame myself for ever telling you. I was so sure that he was at death's door.
No, Mrs. Renfield, I'm glad you did, because the more I know about him and understand him, the more that I love him.
I know you do. He feels exactly the same way about you. More than anyone he's ever known in his life.
Oh, I'll get that. Hello?
Hi, honey. Has Quint come back from the hospital yet?
Oh, no, not yet. Fritz went to just pick him up.
Oh, good. We want to be there before he gets home so we can welcome him. We brought a little cake and we're going to take it over.
We who?
Oh, Henry is here with me. He's going to come along.
Mom, isn't Maureen getting back today?
She's already home, honey. I talked to her, and she said they had a wonderful time on their honeymoon.
Yeah, but don't you think that you should go over there? I mean, her feelings may be hurt.
No. But they're newlyweds. Newlyweds want to be alone.
I guess.
Okay, honey. We'll see you in a little while.
All right, goodbye.
Nola, what's wrong?
Mom's coming over, and she's bringing Henry Chamberlain with her.
Well, I was delighted when Nola called me this morning to tell me you could have visitors today.
Yes, she told me.
She's quite a girl.
Well, yes, I said that I wanted him to be the first to see you because he's been so nice to my family. I mean, he barely left the hospital since he found out that you were brought in.
I want to know how Nola found out that you were really Sean Ryan, Daddy's illegitimate son. Nola found out. Nola found out. Nola found out. Nola found out.
Sorry we took so long.
Oh, that's quite all right.
Your chauffeur is waiting downstairs to take you home.
Oh, Fritz. Nola didn't come?
No, were you expecting her?
No, we made no
specific plans.
Well, I'm sure she's waiting at home with open arms. Come on, we'll take you for a ride.
Thank you.